ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Action! I just want to be serious for a minute. Hey, at We Don't Know Jack followers, I just want you to know that people are pretty quick to blame spiders for like red bumps and irritations on their skin.
Very true.
Spiders don't want to bite you. They're not actually built for it. They're not looking to take down a mammal that breaks their fang, okay? They're very fragile creatures, and when given the opportunity to strike or run away, they'll try to run away. The problem is when you threaten the spider's home. Here's what I want to tell you. A lot of people know the Black Widow as being very deadly. I can tell you right now, if you look on the internet, the majority of the people that are bit by Black Widow spiders are bit when they go take a shit in an outhouse. That little hole that you take a dump in is like perfect nesting area for them and spinning their webs. And when the guy sits down and puts his penis down, it feels threatening. It fucking jumps out and bites the penis. That's where the majority of Black Widow spider bites are at, is on your dick.
Attack of the penis.
Attack of the penis. Black Widow. We're going all in. We don't know Jack.
Yes. Hello. Nico with some science. Science is usually for pussies. What's up, y'all? What's up?
Yeah, that was cool.
We're here. Episode. We didn't even know what episode, but this is like 9
This is
months
number 30.
in.
This is number 30.
What?
Inaugural
30 is.
We got special guests, man.
We do have a special guest. The king is in the house.
In the building, baby.
Yep.
Happy Wednesday.
So we go.
Yeah, we got
Good to have you
John
guys here.
Cobb
Let's introduce our guests.
and Adan Villanueva. Did I say that correct?
One more time.
Villanueva.
Yeah, bro.
I
Just,
do it?
I mean, guys.
It's been happening since birth.
Mikey, clean it up. Clean it up. Introduce our guests.
Nah, you got it. You're good. You're
Okay.
good.
We're
All
just
right.
Yeah.
We've been joking
I
with
know how to
Mikey
roll my
because-
R. Can we do some R?
Mikey came in with
You
a
could probably
power
say his
engagement
name.
or
Yeah,
negotiation.
John Cobb, right?
Yeah.
John Cobb.
Excellent.
It's never. My first name is like everybody calls me John Cobb. It's never like John. Everybody, John Cobb.
It's both of them, huh?
It's both of them, yeah.
Rolled
Yeah.
together.
My family.
That's some real Mississippi stuff.
Hey, John Cobb.
Hey, John Cobb. Golly, you gonna go float that river?
That's literally when I moved. When I came over here from Mississippi, born in Texas, moved over here from that, and I remember I got on the soccer team, and they're like, "Oh, you from Mississippi? You know, going down the wood rat with Huckleberry Finn and all that no shoe." And they gave me so much shit. And I was like, "Yeah, actually, that's true. That's what we did."
No, so where the area that you came from was kind of like mountain-like and all that?
It wasn't mountain like. There was just we had seasons.
You're on the
Sorry,
river,
we had
right?
seasons.
Yeah.
We were on off the Mississippi, but we had a reservoir over there.
Okay.
So it was just like suburbs, but like with more trees and more shit to do and seasons. You know,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
tried seasons.
hot,
Jumping off a train track.
a month of cold and then back to hot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
See, I thought it was in Portland, Oregon.
I don't
My
think he's
cousin
seen
lives
that.
out
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Camilo. He's watching. What's up, cuz? Yeah, he same thing. He says the same shit. He's like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm just fucking hot all the time over there. We actually have seasons over
Yeah,
here.
you actually.
So we know these guys through Troy Garza of 209.
F that guy.
Yeah.
If you're watching Troy, you want to take my spot, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
Troy has a beef with Mikey now.
trying to take my spot,
It's the other
bro.
way around, really.
Oh,
Mikey's got the beef with Troy.
Yeah, Troy's cool.
Troy
yeah.
just shows up and does fill-ins whenever
Good
Mikey's
feelings
not
around
here.
right here.
I do want to send a shout out. I'm going to ask you to duck your head. So we got some new art in the studio here.
Yeah.
Sorry,
From Troy.
that's the most action he's got in a while.
We got some funny stuff going on over here now. But yeah, this is Troy. He threw down some paintings for us. We appreciate that. They're badass. We're going to get them on
We're
the
gonna
walls.
get those on the wall.
Yeah, I wanted to get a good shot of it though. So appreciate that.
So when y'all are out introducing yourself, I mean, as far as like when it comes to your craft and working with people, do you say you're with 209 or do you have I noticed you have a different like
Yeah,
Instagram
so
handle.
with me, I've had my business company for probably about 8 years now, kind of side thing, and so but when I do things specifically for Troy, if he's like, hey man, I just need a base made versus something like that, you know, he can be like, hey, this is our metal guy, but typically identify as a Larison Vent, you know, and we'll collaborate, but we're our own separate things.
So you don't actually work in the shop?
Yeah, no, I don't really actually work in the shop. He'll be like, "Hey, I need a metal base," and I'm like, "All
So
right."
he's not really down like 4 flat tires.
He's not 4 flat tire. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm always over there. I always come over there. I'm
But
like,
do you rep the 209? That's the question. Man.
Yeah.
So you rep the 209.
I rep 209.
When the Black
and the
Widow spider
301.
gets your
And the
penis,
301.
then you get 209 tattooed on top of the
I do.
red dot. You
I
know?
will. I got another teardrop. It'll say 301.
Yeah.
And I make sure I don't shit in the fucking cloud house.
Yeah.
When
Man,
it's-
thank you so much for that info, dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
Black
Hey,
Widow.
I'm looking out, bro. Looking out for Black Widow.
That spider intro was actually a good one because people do freak out, dude. They
Yeah.
see a spider, they immediately start freaking
I
out.
want to
They wanna kill
apologize from
spider.
the JAK show of all the spiders that have been wrongly accused. That, pumps up to the dick biters. And I'm proud of them too.
Yeah,
Right?
good call.
No.
Good call on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't know
Well,
Jack.
yeah,
Support
thank
the
you.
spiders.
Support the
Hashtag
spider.
spider bite my
You
penis.
came in with some National Geographic, so
You
yeah.
got to be right out there for the people.
Yeah.
For the people.
Real quick, man, because I want y'all to both get your information out there, because we need to do that.
Yeah.
So give just a brief description of your craft into this camera, and then how can people find you?
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that camera's
or
good.
that one.
Oh, okay.
Nico's.
It was a red dot over there. Whatever.
Nico's taking over the producing.
Yeah, producer switch shit. You know what I mean? So, like,
All right.
So, I mean, I do a lot of metal work. A lot of it revolves around taking automotive parts, repurposing them, turning them into something cool, something. But the whole concept about it is like art you can use. So whether that's wood, I built, gates for people. I built weird prototypes. I built a lot of it is furniture, but at the end of the day, it's just art that you can use, and a lot of it is metal based.
Functional art,
Functional art.
like the fire pits that were built out of car engines, right?
Yeah, and a lot of it, my biggest thing is because there's a lot of people out there doing that. Like you've seen people do coffee tables and the lamps and stuff like that. The biggest thing is making them clean, but also catering to whatever that customer wants. A lot of them have some kind of story behind it. It's not just something I got out of a junkyard. They go, hey, this came from my great-grandfather's car. Or can I get a piece that's from the 30s? I did some 1932 Ford flathead motor. Someone's like, I love that style. So it's got some kind of story behind it that you can talk about that instead of, well, where'd you get this? I don't know, it's from a junkyard.
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing about it. And then it's made out of metal, so I don't know if they really like it, but I'm like, buy this piece, it's going to outlive you. And they're like, oh, cool. I'm going to die in this
Good
piece.
sales
But I'm like,
pitch.
you're going to be
Put it in
dead,
your will
you're gonna
after
be
you
dead
die.
rotting in the ground, and this piece is still going to be around because it's metal. And I'm like, but it's cool,
yeah.
and it's functional art.
John, where can
That's
people
dope.
find you?
So I got social media.
Okay.
I got at Alarison Vent on Instagram,
We're gonna put that on.
Facebook page, same thing.
You got to get me on top of that.
We say that every time. It never happens.
And then I got my website, Alarison Vent.
Don't even say it.
People will hear you. People will hear you.
Never mind. No, say it.
Then I got my website, but then the biggest reason, really, me and Troy partnered together so we could help each other out, but also I don't have a storefront. And so many of my customers are not even in Texas, they're just around the country, and I'm trying to get more people locally and then have a showroom where people can come in and see these pieces. Because you're like, okay, that's a cool picture, and you come in and see it, you're like, man, that's awesome. And so that's where Troy has really helped me out, going, hey, man, put this piece in here so people can come in and look at it and have a storefront where I can, if I want to meet with customers, instead of out of my garage, which I build all these things, I don't like having them come to the garage and it's messy, so I can go over to Troy's, his 2 different shops, and be like, hey, meet me over there. So locally, that's the biggest place where you can come and meet with me, see my stuff, Troy's stuff, and the things we collaborate on.
That's cool. Okay. Done.
Yes.
Man, give us a brief description of your section of the art and the craft, and then where would they find you?
Okay, which camera?
We're here now. Kevin keeps changing.
Actually.
My name is Adon Villanueva. You can find my stuff at 209. I started canvas art with actually Troy. Let me go back a little further than that. I had my own business as well. It was a carpet cleaning business and exterior and interior, power wash, all that stuff.
You still have?
I just started it back up. But
Oh, man, we'll get that out there.
Yeah, we're going to get that out there. 209,
That's the main reason I came on.
90210. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I'm here. I don't even like this guy. You're full of shit, man. There you go, buddy. Unexpected right hook. But, so anyway, I made a transition in 2021, early 2021, and he introduced me around, and he basically, long story short, he mentored me into like the refinishing, because like John says, there's a lot of work that goes into furniture, because a lot of the times we'll have pieces that need to be bound, will have cracks, repaired, and all that, and then so basically what I do is like the body work.
You bring it back to life.
Well, no, I do the body work, like say, and a lot of times also Troy, he doesn't a lot of the repairs because he doesn't trust me. But like we'll have like
some animosity.
Yeah,
we all hate Troy. I hate too.
Yeah.
It's cool, Troy. Just go use the outhouse.
Go use the outhouse.
Don't worry, you ain't got nothing to worry about Troy with the outhouse. But they don't go after balls. But so anyway, I made the transition to that, and he just basically I went from there. But what I like about Troy is that he introduced me to like the town of Tomball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, you don't like this, and basically, he spoke this all into existence. But I was like, everything he would tell me about like the things that we're gonna do have happened.
Yeah.
Of course, you have chaos in life. Like my dad passed away on this day 6 months ago.
Really?
Yeah. So along with all that good stuff, but when you have like buddies like John Cobb and Troy and other people that we have in Tomball, it makes a world of difference. So the transition from what I used to do to this has been that's what it is. So then he mentored me into like canvas art. He was just painting one day.
You had never been?
No,
like,
never.
It was crazy.
Okay, the last time I painted was in Chicago for Lincoln Park Zoo. I was 11 or 12 years old.
Bro, I'm telling
and they
you.
gave me like and then I entered another contest, and fuck y'all too in Chicago over there. I said, yeah, go Academy.
Yeah, go
I entered a contest, and I thought it was cool. It was like pornalism. I was 12. A pornism piece, and then an abstract, like porn.
Am I hearing this right? Pornism? Like
pornism, like maybe, but maybe not. But like, and then
sorry. Yeah, sure.
so then I did 2 pieces. Long story short, I didn't win. I was probably being a little jerk about it, but I said, you know what? I didn't win. I didn't even get recognition, so I just tore it up. Boom. Go to the shop. Troy's like, hey, literally, he's working on a canvas and stuff. He's like, you need to start painting, man. And you're like, I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm thinking, you paint. This is what you do. Long story short, I'm in the canvas art now. So it's probably been not even a year.
That's crazy.
Does he help push you? Do you guys kind of compete, or
well,
I know art's art.
They're different. They're different styles of art.
It's funny because I kind of like bend around his style. Yeah. In the beginning, I was like kind of like it was very, but now I try to bend around it. Yeah. Where we don't really have the same style. The only style I already knew was what he taught me.
Yeah. And then you kind of created your own.
Then I'm going this. But it's also difficult. I'm pretty sure for your sensei to see like it looks like
now the student has become the master.
I'm bipolar.
He goes from fucking Troy to he's broken the creation and he's my sensei.
Yeah, he's God. He's really
but
so anyways, my dad Troy.
Well, basically, you know what? Not in that sense, but like that's what I say. For me, that was my experience. John Cobb did the rep 209 like I do, so fuck you, John. I thought you were gonna throw a 209
No, but see that I think like as you started getting into your own, evolving into your own.
You gotta check out this painting.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it. Yeah. I think that's awesome because I mean it's having someone that's not scared to show you, and they're because that's confidence in themselves. You know what I mean? It helps you understand. That's
until he starts selling more than he did. I remember one time, I got an event and he sold a couple more, and Troy's like, "Fuck, I should never."
Oh, you said that?
He's like, fucking.
I didn't know this.
Now he's selling stuff and looking at him now.
He was hating. That surprised me.
He was lovingly hating on you. I was like,
Oh,
hey,
brother,
that's when your dad finally realized you're gonna school him at basketball, man.
So y'all be careful. Troy's busted into this podcast before and almost killed our guest with the lamp, man. He might come in here
he's
swinging.
teaching Bible study right now. I tried to tell him to come on
Oh,
today.
God.
Bible and beers,
I have
man.
other stuff to do.
Bible and beers,
Yeah.
Wednesday nights,
That's
6 p.m.
That's pretty cool.
Praise
So
God.
man, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Like on like the stuff that you do, is it normal? Do you just like are there times that you just pick something and you're just like, I have something in mind, you start doing it, or
Yeah.
are you more like a client wants something and you kind of design it together?
It's a lot of it's commission based. If it gets slow or there's not somebody that wants something, I will pick something to make. And then if I got certain ideas of things that I think may be a hit, sometimes it's a gamble. But a lot of it are customers come to me and say, "Hey, can you do this for me?" Or I saw what you did here.
Yeah.
Can I commission a piece? Yeah.
Do you weld yourself?
Yeah.
You're a welder also?
Yeah. Do welding, a lot of the painting, powder coat,
Hot glue.
hot glue.
He's a hot glue expert.
Hey,
I stick these two together.
I swear by hot glue does a lot of.
That and a gorilla tape master. That's specialty.
Is there a warranty on this? Yeah, sure.
So that's cool. I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? If you're not working on a piece, then you know.
Yeah, you're always
try to sell.
Well, and a lot of times, like I've got a sketchbook, and there's a lot of different things out there. But sometimes you'll have ideas of, and a lot of these pieces will either come from customers that like the fire pit table. I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're like, have you made one? Can you make one? I was like, I have no idea how to make that, but work with me, give me some time, and I'll figure it out. And I like that.
Did you make that? You made the one at the shop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and so
I mean, I can't afford it,
yeah,
but it's
I
awesome.
can't afford it. One of these days I'll be able to afford it.
Yeah, I was like, dude, if I was such a baller, I'd come in here and just buy that thing, dude. Freaking, you got to go over to the shop and see that thing.
Yeah, and the messed up thing is that I've actually driven by several times.
Shot once. It's just for old
That was-
time's sake, you
That
know.
was in the past. Like, I used to do those things in the past.
Drive by Tom Ball.
I've never done top ball.
Troy, place
I've done the
specifically,
Weta.
because why wouldn't you do it
I've
to
done
a friend's house?
I've done a drive-by in the Weta. I've done a drive-by where oh, I guess we probably should.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's old enough.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
What do you call it? Drive by the drive.
No, like an actual drive-by.
Yeah.
I was just trying to say.
Airsoft.
I think it's past
always
now,
airsoft.
and the people that we were going, like, I was actually on probation,
We've
going to
done
a
a few
probation
drive-bys,
meeting.
yeah.
And we drove by, like,
Drive by.
We would go from probation meeting to drive-by to home. We're leaving the probation meeting, go to the old crib, shoot it up, take off.
This is juvenile probation too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we used to do some shit. I have a question for you. So you do canvas art,
Yeah.
but you also restore furniture.
Yeah, the part I prep the furniture whenever we go pick it up or a customer drops off a piece. Like I said, I do all the sanding. I'm the sandologist. So basically, if it needs to be bombed or stuff like that, repaired. Or,
So, but
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Repairs. What did that consist of? You know.
Yeah, that part is magic. I think though, because some people might think, nah, I mean, but that's like bringing the whole piece to life. It takes that part. If that doesn't happen, you don't get to the next step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean,
Because it won't look the same.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not. You
true.
take pride into that,
Yeah,
right?
true.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, true.
I feel like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like for me, like with my company, right? Like I can't do anything without my crew. Like my crew is 100%. Like they're a big deal, right? They're the ones that they're doing all the stuff to make whatever
You
we
see, Troy, I'm a
paint,
big deal.
you know,
Yeah.
to bring that vision to life.
big.
You know.
I'm oozing big.
So what? So do you
Losing
work
from
on
the spider
specific
bite.
type of projects, or is it just like whatever's coming up? It's like
Whatever's coming up.
What's your favorite piece that you've ever done?
I think it's the one that we.
Because they seem like they all have a story to you guys. It's
the one actually the one.
Furniture.
Can let's go way back Wednesday?
Absolutely.
No,
Let's do it. Way back Wednesday. Way back Wednesday. We
way back
Wednesday.
You could do it.
There we go. Right there. Red dot.
Yeah, we'll do a 209 with way back Wednesday. Well, he asked me what piece was my favorite. Is the one that actually it was a piece we bought, and I was carrying it from the trailer, and then some of the legs were somebody had repaired it before.
Yeah.
But they were kind of rickety. So then I set it down and the legs broke off. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, damn. So I don't know. I think the legs broke off, bro. He's like, oh, that's cool. He calls John Cobb. That's that piece that you did the metal base to. And he put the bathtub, he did the painted copper and he put the bathtub.
Yeah, the vintage bathtub, cast iron.
That was because that's when I said, okay, because I literally from a problem to a solution, to like a finished product, and somewhere in someone's beach house right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's probably
your favorite one is the one you broke.
Yeah, the one I broke because I got to see like how
it was
like
restored.
how Troy clicks quick and then they'll get together. It happens all the time. I'm just used to it now. You know what I mean? They'll just be like that. Was just like, hey, it broke. Okay, hey man, just like that. There wasn't like, wow, what am I gonna do? It was just like,
yeah.
That's all I was like.
So when you're restoring stuff, I heard you said that someone had touched it before. That's like a shitty thing to see when someone's already messed with it. Don't you like them clean normally and untouched?
I do because I do because it's like, oh, done. We're done preparing what's next. But also like it's fun working on pieces that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Or that
we collect some antiques and through our furniture business, and we're just like, we hope no one tried to restore it, because like if you try to touch stuff up, it ruins the value on it.
But with lacquer, it actually raises the value. So you can always sand off the finish and go back to refinishing. With other paints, chalk paint, or it's very difficult.
Yeah,
it's like very difficult to get that stuff off.
Yeah.
So lacquer actually.
Yeah, that's what y'all specialize in.
We specialize in lacquer.
Yeah. We're actually going to bring one of our pieces of wood out there and let y'all lacquer it up so we can see what it looks like. Yeah,
this would be nice.
Yeah. What's lacquer?
So lacquer is like a. I
might want to leave it to the experts.
Yeah,
I'm not an expert.
I'm not an expert either, but it's kind of like an epoxy spray.
Yeah.
And so we would spray that table, and it kind of dries like hard plastic. And it's
the
furniture that Troy makes is that lacquer, that real shiny. It's kind of that 80s look, where it's like
that's how they say it.
Glossy almost.
Well,
looks like
lacquer
kind of like
actually,
the new paintings on these cars nowadays.
Yeah, well, that's what they used to paint cars with. But lacquer is actually like a matte finish.
Yeah.
And then the clears are like matte, satin, semi-gloss, gloss.
Oh, so you hit it twice. Lacquer and then you shine, and then a shine polish.
Yeah, it just it depends. Yeah,
on how
probably.
It looks like a lot of y'all have satin finish.
Yeah, now the piece that we finished today, it's like a gloss. It looks,
Okay.
But
is that the
wet
turquoise with the brown?
The teal that he doesn't like. Where's he at?
Oh, I think
he didn't like teal.
That's like that turquoise, right?
A little bit darker than that.
Oh, okay.
A little bit richer.
So it's like that Tiffany.
A little bit darker.
A little bit darker than that.
Yeah. Don't talk shit about the Tiffany.
Yeah,
I was about to say, who likes that?
Yeah, bait me into an argument here. Bait me in. You know, one up me. I don't have any stories today. I am going to get you to sing a song, so let's start.
I don't even have a song.
We'll start thinking about it now. You got a little while.
Start scrolling.
Start scrolling.
Start scrolling through that phone.
John comes to Tomball from Mississippi.
Born in Houston, though. Let's just throw that out there. So
born in Houston. Look, he's trying to keep his street credit.
I'm like,
yeah. So how did that happen? You were born here and then you moved back.
Yeah. So born here, and then my dad's a dentist, and he was teaching
need teeth in Mississippi. So they got bad teeth.
Good job.
Have you ever been to a Waffle House in Mississippi?
I can imagine.
Yep.
Yeah. It's right there in my head.
But he was teaching at the university here in, I think, Houston at the time. But they offered him a job out there in Jackson at the medical university out there to teach. And so he liked that better than private practice. So we went out there for a job. We were there for about 10 years and moved when I was 4. And then he got a job back in Houston doing the same thing, teaching, moved back over there, and he eventually went into private practice.
So how rough was that to move in high school, or I guess right before high
school? Yeah, right before high school. It was definitely a big change. I think, I was ready for a change, but also it was more of a culture shock because it's like you don't realize how many people are in Houston and how diverse. Well, how diverse, but it's more like the suburban areas.
Yeah.
Because Mississippi, like Jackson, definitely a big city, the capital, but more trees, more spread out, more nature. There's rolling hills. We have seasons, like I talked about. So to come back here and just see a lot of neighborhoods, no trees, just cookie cutter houses, so much concrete, so many people, and then to jump into a school that's got, in your own class, like 700 people, and then you got, thousands of people at school. That was It's a big culture shock.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
So, but I bet when you went there, your accent coming from Houston, right? But the girls all over you?
I mean, a lot of people.
No, going from Houston there.
But he was only 4.
No, coming back. So he's talking when I came back around to.
No, when you went, you went there, you were 4?
Yeah, and then moved back to Houston when I was.
Oh, so he came back.
Oh,
with
okay, so you came back with action from there.
Yeah. So there was definitely a little bit of the twang there, and some people say they still hear it, and they're like, "Where are you from?"
I don't notice it, man.
Yeah, I don't notice it.
So okay, well, I got out of
been here enough.
So when you came back, you were how old?
14.
So I'm sure when you came back,
it was right at the end of like 8th grade. I had a couple months at the school in 8th grade, and then jumped into first year of high school. So I was like, didn't know anybody.
So how was it? Like, were the girls ready when you came back, or?
I don't know if I was ready.
The girls in Houston, you come from another.
Man, you keep pushing
state.
girls on it. I mean,
No, just
our show's pretty diverse.
I always go over to their shop and talk about relationship shit. So I'm surprised that hadn't come up yet. I'm like, dude. But no, it was good. I was mainly focused on just trying to make friends and. But the great thing about
dudes. I mean, I'm not saying if you like dudes, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right, Nico. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching the show.
Everybody's cool. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Oh man, it's white snake.
I mean, go ahead. Were you gonna finish now?
Yeah, I think we're gonna end on that. Yeah, I was totally into girls. It's alright if you're into dudes. I'm not. Alright, well, transition.
So you and your boyfriend broke up, you came back, you were pissed.
Yeah.
Got
I'm
it.
trying to date a Don, dude. It's not about it.
Damn.
I want somebody I
Don,
can.
I'm not like that unless we're in jail.
Hey, Holmes. Charlie.
He's a big teddy bear. If anything, he'd be
So, and you don't have kids?
I don't.
Okay. All right. But Adon, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you said, 22?
22, yeah.
Did y'all always live in Tomball? Wait, no, you didn't,
No,
right?
I live in Porter.
Okay. All right. Is that where she grew up?
No, we grew up in Grease Point, Spring area.
Okay.
You live in Porter now?
Yeah.
Does she live near or with you still?
With me.
Okay. Has she shown any signs of artistic ability?
That's funny because I asked her the other day. I was like, she used to sing. She used to do like piano recitals for school. She went to like that some school to taught her to play drums and all that. And now it's like, and she claimed like art. And I'm like, okay, when are you gonna start painting, or when are you gonna express yourself like you used to? You know what I mean? Like that's an outlet. You need it, even if it's, you know what I mean. Just exercise that. So if you're watching, it's time.
Well, and how old is she?
She's 22 going on 23.
But 22, I mean, like, there's so many years in there where you're still trying to, even if you think you know yourself, you're still trying to figure
There's
stuff
plenty
out.
of paint,
Like,
paint to paint about, man.
It's still trying to figure it out, Mikey.
They can paint about their teenage years or whatever, like all whatever. There's something to do.
Oh my goodness! I feel like we have something hidden somebody needs to get off their chest.
Yeah.
That's funny too. He said because my cousin's from Oregon. See, this is where I get it from.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. But like you said, each his own, but it's funny.
Nico be going through.
Right.
My dog's in heat. You got anything to say about that? My dog's bleeding. I know you always like.
Did y'all watch the episode?
So I breed dogs,
You
and we like to have some sort of bestiality joke from Nico.
Well, it's not a bestiality joke. He breeds the dogs because a certain breed of dog that he has doesn't.
It's not a joke, but
It
it's
can't-
so gross
it
and
can't,
untrue.
So you gotta inseminate.
No, you do, but there's like a 3-step process, dude. First, he does like this, but
No
he
way.
sucks semen into his mouth, and then he goes
No way.
to the other dog, and he like gently pulls the lips apart, and spits
No
it.
way.
So this is why no one's told you. This is why French bulldogs cost so much. You got to be down and committed for this shit.
Damn. All I saw was, this is.
Here, take that visual home with you. You know,
I want to share it.
Well,
Like,
see that
As
in
soon
your
as he
brain.
said that, I mean, not that you couldn't not have a visual because he's actually doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Everybody in their own minds like actually see like I watched the whole thing in my head. Now
Yeah.
I'm fucked up.
I saw
Fucked up. Or
that.
now
You'll
I'm-
never be the same.
now I want to
Look up a French bulldog.
Yeah, I saw a worm. I saw a worm. I saw a tapeworm in that area. I'm just saying. When I want to get that female looked at.
Yeah.
Every time that story comes out, Nico's the same. He's like, it's just a little bit.
Don, that's how you made your baby, right? Right in there.
Yeah.
That's not how babies are made normally.
That's the tapeworm I was talking
My
about.
dad told me.
Thanks,
Troy.
thanks, mom and dad. You didn't teach me that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
Cheers for sure.
Cheers, man.
I am. My dog is in heat,
Thanks,
and
man.
it's kind of funny because I don't leave my dogs. I got some expensive bulldogs, and I don't leave them with anybody. But my niece is finally 18 years old and responsible, so she's coming to watch the dogs, and they've never really been with anyone but my parents, you know. And I'm like, oh yeah, come watch the dogs. And by the way, change the diapers the whole time. She has to wear a diaper with not tampons but maxi pads in there because she's doesn't want to drip all over the carpet. But it's kind of funny the first time she watches, like, hey, here you go, it's a dog in heat for you.
Practice.
We're going to Vail, Colorado, 12-year anniversary, man. I'm stoked.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man, that place looks awesome. You guys are going to.
Yeah, that was just a video. It's the Motel 6 down the street, right next door. Right next door. I mean, you can walk
that
to the
little
nice
section, You
hotel.
saw trees like right beyond that.
Yeah, you walk down
It's a
and
street.
It's like when you watch the video, you can barely see it, but it's on the other
You
side.
can barely see the street that it's on. It's about 50 miles down from there. So the area's not great, but
yeah.
And then y'all are going, like, the weather's going to be perfect.
Man, so the weather's supposed to be real nice, and I rented this Jeep Cherokee, Jeep Wag, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is.
What are those
Jeep
new
Wrangler.
ones?
Jeep Wrangler. Yeah, I rented a Jeep Wrangler 4x4. I'm gonna go trash the shit out of that up in the mountains and
which
know,
rental
take some
company?
little
Which rental
medicine.
company is that?
yeah.
I was thinking, man,
Don't say it, don't
I
say
can't
it.
have you. You'd be a snitch like I was a Don at 209 Designs.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we did that already, bro. I was recording earlier.
Oh, shit.
Because I like to get a free piece. So, I got to record things. I ask you, do you want this to be just, given out to the public? You say no. I say this is something I want instead, That's how that
And so
works.
do y'all both go to the shop every single day?
So I mean, I'm there. It's kind of random when I'm there.
I do maybe
once or twice a week,
4 times a week or more. I'll go there if I'm not
Working on a project.
furniture on a project that I'm doing campus art. So I'm always or if I'm not doing what I do, which is the vintage cleaner or copper cleaning, and but if I don't do what I do, I kind of work. It kind of works very well.
All right, explain that real quick. Your other deal, because let's get that information
Good
out
call.
there and just move on past that. But let's get that out there.
Oh, basically, what I do also, actually I did that for 10 years prior to going to 209th and Muse. And Muse to the one I was like, I saw
Things are
red.
happening, man.
Yeah, it was red.
Oh,
Hey,
dude.
so
red
don't
light.
even worry about the red lights, dude. We're just
He's got
chopping
you.
it up,
He's a
having
producer,
a fucking
man.
good time, man.
Yeah. He's the one
Okay,
working
he wants
the
different
camera.
angles, man.
You want a
Working
camera and a
the
camera.
mic and like
All about the angle.
It is, man, because I don't want that chin to be even worse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna zoom
I
in on
need to
that
know.
chin.
We need to know. I need to know. I'm not going to put we on you.
The camera now it's 10 pounds.
So basically, long story short, just carpet cleaning, upholstery, rugs, and mattresses. So that's what I do, as well as 209, 301. And,
You reupholster or just cleaning upholstery?
actually, we have reupholster at the shop.
Okay.
So I just clean. I figured not reopen the washing side, the exterior, because now that we're at the shop, it's like it kind of coincides with the fabric upholstery and all that work. It's It's working. So.
Do you have a machine, like a truck you take out there and clean up people's houses, or?
Yes, I have a portable machine.
Okay.
It's I kind of tagged it the vintage cleaner because a lot when I used to clean before, like all these clients, they were like I was more about like, oh, I was still about good service, but I was more about like, it was a different feel. You know what I mean? And I got a different perspective coming back to working at the shop for a year, and then coming back to doing the cleaning after several months of not cleaning at all. So it's just a different feel. So I carry the same look as if I come to your house and do your upholstery or whatever it is, you'll still think I'll dress exactly like this. There's no difference. Yeah. That's the perspective. Is like so.
Gotcha.
To me, it's like I'm just really just brand new.
Hey, don't answer the door.
You know?
Who is that guy?
Oh, it's the vintage cleaner.
Yeah,
like before, it'd be like, oh,
you guys don't have uniforms?
Yeah, this is my uniform. But before, it'd be like when I had the other company, it was like Bright Morning Star. We'll talk about that. But like, long story short, yeah, it is.
Okay.
No, that's the one from Entourage.
Okay.
Oh, it is.
Which is
I
also
don't know why I went to
JFK.
JFK getting
Nah, that's not the same.
That's the name?
one can hope.
But anyway, that's what it is.
Okay, cool. So,
We'll get that on in the
Got
description
that.
too.
Yeah.
hashtag all these
Hashtag
things
all
that we're
these
supposed to have in there.
Yeah, hashtag you do your job.
I need to go back and put hashtags to a whole bunch of the shows, man.
Yeah.
Sucks, man. We're gonna hire my daughter to do that.
Yeah, we are gonna look into hiring her. But who gives a shit? We're having a good time. The video is gonna get out there, man. We're glad you guys can rep your business, man. We're having a good time. You got a way back Wednesday story? You got some funny shit or what?
I was making a list of shit.
Yeah,
on the
we
way
have a
over
list.
there.
Stories, man. Firing them out. Stories.
I can give you stories on top of stories unless you want to pick one. I can make them.
No, dude, go. Just start. Just start. We might not get to them all.
Okay,
Pick I want to hear the grossest one. Let's start off with the grossest one first.
I mean,
I don't know.
I
do
mean,
you think there's something that rivals the insemination of a dog?
oh no, there's nothing. There's nothing.
No.
He's like, I'm
No.
trying not to be the grossest dude in this room.
Let's see. I think probably. I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to tell my story. I'm thinking about it. Probably the best one was a couple of years ago. What? A couple of years ago. 34 now. This was freaking 14 years ago. A couple of years ago.
Yeah. A couple years ago when I
Isn't it
was
funny how like
baby.
the time frame was like feels like a few years ago, and then you're like, actually that was a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out of high school, first year in community college, still stuck in Tomball. You know, just,
North Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I guess they called it Tomball College by that point.
Yeah, I don't know what they're calling it now. I thought they called it Tomball
Yeah.
or something.
Used to be North Harris when I went there, but yeah.
So was around in this area, and one of my friends from high school, we was taking classes too. So we played soccer our whole lives, and we were really into. I think at the time they had Nike videos coming out where they had some videos where they were going into urban areas and kicking the soccer ball like over different huge things, like down across a wall, down a stairwell. It's just like a really cool video, like a collaboration. They had different. So we're like, man, that's really cool. Let's go find some like. Are there some abandoned buildings or something like that? Just looking for something to get into. So on a certain intersection of something else, I won't say where it was.
1960.
there was an abandoned Kroger that had been there for a little bit, and they shut down. So we're like, man, this is a cool place. Let's go see if the door's open.
Yeah.
Well, the door is.
So of course
empty.
go in.
Flip the lights on, and we're like, dude, this is awesome. We got thousands of square feet, so we take the soccer balls and go in there and just start kicking around, doing stuff like that. We're like, all right, this is cool. And then we look around and we're like, is that a spray paint can? I'm like, dude, heck yeah. All right, there's a couple of spray paint cans. And like, well, let's just tag them. It's a shithole anyway. Like, it smells awful. Like, so we just start tagging stuff, just stupid things,
I love how you're justifying that.
Yeah, just stupid.
Just stupid.
It was a shithole, so it gets minded by freaking Robin for 50
Vandalism
G's.
is okay because the spray paint was there for us.
It was a shithole, so I threw her down the stairs.
So we come across the spray paint, which was not our initial thing. We're like, of course, there's a blank wall spray paint. I'm like, okay, well, but what's you're 19, 20. What's the first thing you're gonna paint when you got a spray paint can?
Well, I'm guessing it's a penis.
Yeah, exactly. So we started out just tagging penises and then drawing other stuff, and so
Kevin,
this.
penis. Dog penis.
So we're like, man, that was really fun. And so over probably about 4 weeks, we come back every now and then we buy some spray paint. And then I guess whoever owned the place, they saw we were tagging, so they chain locked the door. And we're like, well, let's climb up on the roof. So we climbed on the roof, and there was a hatch to get in there. So we got in there and started tagging. And we brought other friends over. So everybody's coming in there tagging penises, tagging just the weirdest stuff.
So y'all are just penis only.
Penis
Well,
bandits.
it's not just penis,
They're like,
but there's a
what
lot of penises.
So when you
Hey,
talk about like penises,
this
does
looks
it
like
start off like kind of basic,
1962.
or y'all getting real veins
All
in
over
there?
So it starts off very basic, and so then my friend comes in there that he's prides himself as an artist, and so he was working in this back corner for a while.
Vascular.
And we're like, what are you doing? And he said, hey, the Sistine Chapel where it's, Adam and God were reaching out? He's like, well, I did that, but this is the penis version. So there's these two dicks coming out, and we're like, we all go over there and we're like, dude, that's amazing, but also, what is wrong with it? But
So it's like
funny.
decent artwork.
Yeah, it was pretty, so we're like, all right. Then another one of my friends did, so in the Kroger's, they used to have that, like the second story level where I guess, management could look out over the store. There's a place you can get up on there. Yeah. So my friend gets up there and does a 40-foot penis. Just a big old basic 40-foot penis. And we're like, good job. All right, that's the biggest one I've seen. Anyway, so we've been doing this for weeks. And I'll add this in here. One of my friends decided he would come with us, and he tagged a couple things. But then there was a sink sitting over there. And for some reason, I don't really know why, he decided to shit in the sink.
Ooh.
And then he spray painted it. Spray painted. So he took a whole can of spray paint and basically, which we find out later, encapsulated it. So
It's awesome.
So we're
That's
doing all
what
this.
lacquer was? Early lacquer days.
Yes, you take shit when you spray paint it.
So long story short, my friend leaves his receipt in there. Debit card goes in there.
Oh,
They trace
amateur.
it back to him. See the video of us in Walmart, but it's just him. So what does this dude do? He rats us all out. Rats us all out for spray paint. Okay, doing this shit. So we don't get arrested, but we ask. They're like, hey, look, we're gonna work with the owners. We'll work with you. So we'll bring you in.
Were they more concerned that you guys had drawn so many penises, or that's what I'm wondering.
So the officer that brings me in, and he's got all these photos laid out, and he's like,
It's like,
all right,
Penises?
is this?
Are these renderings?
And so we're sitting here, things are being recorded, and so I'm scared to death. I'm like half shaking, and then as he's flipping through there, he starts cracking up, and I was like, "What's so funny?" He's like, "Dude, I just gotta ask, why did y'all draw so many dicks and everywhere?" And I was like, because you're laughing. I was like, it's funny. How are you not gonna see a giant dick and not laugh? And he's like, fair enough.
Not guilty.
So we end up, long story short,
Like, get out of here.
we end up getting off with basically going in there and repainting everything. But before we did it, we had to have our parents meet with the owners and do a walkthrough of all the
God.
shit we did. And we had to be there, and some of the dads are like trying to bite their lip and not laugh, and then they're like, who did this one? And we're like, nobody's saying anything. So it was humiliating.
Somebody was like,
but-
super
People's parents
Catholic,
like,
and they were like,
I'm mad,
Is
but
that-
I'm proud.
Is that
you know?
Adam and God touching penises?
Think about that.
So that's the way back Wednesday.
Way back. That was a good one, man.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That included
So whatever
so many
happened-
things. Dude.
Whatever
Spray
happened to the
painting
dude that spit y'all out?
penises, encapsulated poop.
Y'all still cool?
Oh, I didn't go back on the poop. So we went back around there, and obviously there's spray paint in the sink, and we call up my friend.
The snitch. He's the poop. The
But
poop was a snitcher.
the pooper wasn't snitch, but
Oh.
he didn't do it. And we were like, "Hey, you're cleaning that up. That spray paint, it preserves. It preserves. It was still, dude. We were gagging. We made him clean that. We were like, clean that shit up. Why did you shit in the sink?" No, the snitch guy, he was all in it, but after that, we kind of went all our own ways. I was like, okay, we didn't really get in that much trouble, but I'm like, fucking take the fall on your own. Don't,
Absolutely.
Golly, man, I can't believe you, Robert Trevington. You know, 62947, Woodbury Lane. You know? I just threw out a random present. Somebody gonna get jacked up.
The funny thing is,
We got some dude that watches us. It's like a total Robert Trevington. Robert Trevington. I can get him for you guys.
if he would have taken the fall for all the penises, though, man, he might have been put in a mental health hospital. Or something.
He would definitely be going to counseling. Yeah. They'd be like, you did 372 penises.
What did you say his name was?
Robert Trevington.
We know your deal, Robert. You snitch. Dick snitch. Some good shit, man.
Well, where do y'all see things going? What's your goal when you started getting involved in your craft? Did it start out as something like, for instance, just to make money and became something else, or is it still just about making money?
Well, I mean, for me, it's kind of been both. So this started years ago, and I've done art all my life. High school, did all the art classes, went up through the AP art stuff. You're like, you can get college credit for doing this. I didn't. But so I worked my ass.
You said you could.
You would. And so I did that for years, and I just always loved doing art or creating something. And then outside of that, you're like, well, how can I make money off of this? And it's hard to make money off of that. So did some other painting things, ended up going into marketing, getting my marketing degree, trying to basically apply that to there where you can be creative. And it kind of works, but then it's hard to find marketing jobs where you can be creative. So during that time, a friend of mine came to me and said, hey man, I got this camshaft left over from my Camaro. Can you make it to a lamp? I've seen people do it. It's like, let me try. So it started as a creative process and a way to make money. And then I was like, okay, well, I see what people are doing, but then it's evolved into more things. So I'm doing that, making furniture. I've made, gates for driveways, anything under the sun. I made prototypes of different guitar stuff. What I would like to start going into, I still love doing all that. I'd love to go into even maybe bigger construction, home construction. I love the container homes. I know a lot of people are doing that.
Wow, really?
I would love to get a chance to get in there and go that way with it, because it's still, in my opinion, very functional art. Okay. You can have fun with it.
Interesting.
So any way to expand that, but especially the challenge. Hey, can you make, so many of my customers are, can you do this?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Give me the chance. Write me that check. Be patient with me, but I love to work on a problem and see if we can do that. So that's where I see it going.
Yeah. Troy said y'all were looking for another building on the side. I was like, why not a container? Because I saw somebody was posting for 9,000.
Yeah. I was like, dude, we can. I was like, give me the chance. I was like, let me make it. Yeah. So I think we're still considering that.
But Don, what about you, man? Like, did you switch over from what you were doing for creative purposes, or was it for financial purposes? Is it the same as what it was?
It was
women.
And the ladies go crazy when you're an artist.
Yeah, well.
And the guys too.
Where all the dicks at?
There were I spray painted.
Where'd you say that Kroger's is at?
Kenneth Trevington. Trevor Trevington.
Sistine Chapel of Dick.
Well, for me, it just it kind of it was like both for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you were thinking, I'm gonna switch over from this thing I've been doing.
Actually, I went all out, and I understood that the term starving artist is actually a very true term.
Okay.
So I went all out when I stopped doing the cleaning company, and I just got rid of all my stuff. And the way I was that time, my mind had to be sold out to almost to like where you're all this is all you have. You know what I mean? I don't know why I did that, but that's the way I felt.
Well, you were trying to be all in full force.
Yeah, it was just without any distractions of like getting phone calls for cleaning, for this and that, And I just said I just have to be totally out. I can't be.
I was trying to tell him, I was like, dude, don't. I was like, have
Yeah,
this.
yeah. My dad.
I was like, the starving artist thing. I was like, still doing it.
I was all like,
Gotta
oh,
joke
fuck
both.
that shit, fucking Basquiat, and oh, fuck that shit. I'm what I mean? I'm gonna do it, and that's my mindset. It still is. It's just kind of quiet right now.
Yeah, man. So, okay. So you see it continuing on as a way of making it, but also
It's a way of, to me, it's a way of life.
Okay. All right.
And I'm sure that, other things will come because it's only been a year. Not even a year yet.
It's so
209 seems like they're doing a lot of things. I know you guys had a magazine article that came out recently, kind of featuring them.
Yeah.
Some local celebs, man.
Yeah. Shout out Tanya with City Lifestyle magazine, man. She's awesome. Did a good write up.
Yeah, if she comes on the show, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're super not awesome.
She's the cute one, right?
I don't care.
Was she?
She was the blonde cute one, right?
Which one? Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
you were.
Well,
Yeah, I was wondering, like, dude, because they both signed
I was
the
cleaning
freaking
fucking coppers. I
magazine,
told you I
dude.
was all in, and I fucking switched
So
over
he
here.
had another. Troy told when everybody was supposed to be over there, and I was like, I'm gonna hear one day.
And this-
I was like, I'll just walk over and hang out.
Casually.
You're the Duck Dynasty kid that got left out. Man. Nobody
He was
knows
supposed
about
to be
Billy
there, but
Joe,
he had another
man.
job where he couldn't miss
I
out.
was trying.
And
I was
so
trying.
yeah,
And then I saw they got
Magazine.
they actually Troy wasn't expecting the cover. It was like they were so impressed with your story that you deserve the cover.
It deserved to put on the cover.
And then that was like the boom. It wasn't supposed to be in the cover. It was supposed to be article in the magazine.
Right. Man, that cover actually.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the story is good. I mean, he's got a great story.
It's the truth. I've known Troy for I think over 12 years, and I remember when he started in his mom's garage.
How did y'all meet?
We met through a friend of ours has a.
What's that app called, Nico?
Grindr.
I
was just about to say.
He was on it. I was on it, dude.
I can't.
I was like, oh man, tee me up, Grinder.
Yeah. Bastards.
Top or bottom?
So how'd y'all really meet?
Well, he likes it. No. We met at this boxing gym. A friend of ours has actually in Grace Point. It's called CDM Boxing, and he was doing all their shirts, like their silk screening and all that.
Man, I thought you were going to try to say Troy had some hands, man. I was like, damn,
Troy's
this
got
whole
hands.
story's a lie.
Troy's got hands.
Does he got
Girl
hands?
They're very, I'm sorry, they're very tapered.
Yeah, he's
They're very
The first roast of Troy
I'm an
from a dog
artist.
that I've heard ever.
He has
I'm an
hands.
artist. I can't be doing that.
Well,
So I think he wears a lot of gloves when he does
no,
his
he doesn't.
painting.
Actually,
He
he
doesn't?
doesn't. No.
Does he have acrylic on his hands? Is that why they're so
Yeah,
soft or
yeah.
shiny?
Yeah. He has the hand.
Yeah.
For those of you
That's
who don't
why
know what hands
spiders
are,
can't
yeah.
bite his penis.
It's acrylic.
It's encapsulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the shop, can I take a piece of poop in and get it acrylic?
If you pay enough, I'm sure.
Fair enough, man. So these guys are down for art and
Chrome
lunch,
plated.
man.
Chrome plated.
Man, now we need our own show. We walk in there and be like, okay, guys, here's the piece of poop.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So he was making the shirts there at the gym, and
Yeah.
then you guys just
And then and then I was training there, and then I met him.
So you got some boxing skills.
Yeah.
You train a little bit.
Yeah, I trained a little bit, yeah.
They use this guy as a bouncer at church, dude.
Since shit pops off at churches all the time.
Yeah.
Shit gets crazy when they start passing around
Actually-
offering plates.
It's funny because you know being in that atmosphere or that place like that, it's a lot of the situations. It's not like it's internal. You know what I mean? Like there's people that are mentally not well, but you know, and it's all family. And in my opinion, I was like, why don't we just like say like, if we're family, you acting up, fool, I'm going to fuck you up. That's my mindset. I'm saying like,
I'm from the same mindset.
Yeah.
take them all back.
So fuck you up in church.
Take them all back. No,
Church Fight Club.
No, but that was how I was thinking. Like you just say, hey, you know what? You're acting up. We're family.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? We're family, right? Yeah. Oh, now I'm your brother. Now I'm not your brother in Christ, right? Because I'm going to whoop your ass now because you're acting up. You know what I mean? That's the way I think. But that's not the way it is. So it's actually more internal than there is anything external really happening. to watch out for. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I never
yeah.
saw anything that is taught from all these pulpits, like where it's like you have these other peoples that don't like the Christian culture. It was mainly internal.
Yeah.
Other Christians, other believers that were not taking their meds. Long story short, or something like that, to that degree. It wasn't like, you know, here they come, you know, the pastor said a message like of talking about this other thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was always like the fucked up people in church.
Would
Like,
you have to escort them out?
Yeah, I had to politely, as polite as I possibly could. We had all kinds of stuff. Like one guy called the pastor out during one of the meetings on a Friday, like, you know, he didn't believe in his doctrine. Just shouted out, and I was sitting right next to him. You know what I mean? And we're kind of watching him because you kind of have an eye.
You can tell,
but
like, who's.
But it's funny because like he had a point. You know what I mean? But at the time, he had a point. Now that my
But it was disruptive.
It was disruptive, and it's like somebody coming in here. I mean, and, you know what I mean, disrupting your stuff.
Yeah.
So each situation was different. You know what I mean? We had like this. It was. It's all internal. Is what I'm trying to say.
From people within the
community.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying that the stuff that goes out there doesn't exist.
Yeah. There wasn't like people bringing an assault rifle into church that
No.
didn't go there. It's basically you're dealing with internal congregation members that are having turmoil in their life, and then
Unfortunately, it kind of spills over to everybody.
yeah,
That's crazy that happens at church. I wouldn't think that would happen.
Why not?
I don't
That's
know.
the best place to happen.
Yeah.
Dude,
You know,
church is like a box of cereal, man, full of nuts, fruits, and flakes, man.
Well, they say
I
church
like
is
that one.
They said church is like a hospital, like and it really. That means that everybody's still sick.
Yeah.
I thought we're supposed to get better.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to me how church is like a hospital.
Be down with the sickness.
Yeah, they gotta be done with the.
Well, I mean, so the issue is like a lot of people that go to a church, because really the church is a term of people that are believers in Christ. It's not about a building. But the people that go to the building, maybe 50 to 75% of them aren't real believers. They're not real followers of Jesus if you're talking about a Christian church.
So why would they go?
Man, I don't know if some of it might be tradition, some of it might be
Guilt?
no, like I think
you
like
have to do
to
it?
let people see me, you know,
Taking care of your stuff.
whatever, dude. I mean, there's certain reasons, but I just think that
I think it's probably a combination of all that. Also, it could be guilt. You know what I mean? Well, at least I'm here, but you know, let me go. You know, when I leave here, I'm still gonna treat my. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna do what I gotta do.
I mean, well,
It's
she's a
almost like
shit,
tradition,
we throw it
but
upstairs.
It's unfortunate. It's become that. It's unfortunate because it's almost like it's just unfortunate. It's not. And then it's just I don't know. That's a whole different another topic. But like being in that atmosphere and environment. I mean, it's just like. I mean, I was all in. Like I'll be all in.
Man, you get that
I'm
tattoo, man.
I'm all in.
Cross tattoo. Right?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's why you got it.
I've been all in on everything that I try to do. You know what I mean? And if I notice that there's people that are not all in themselves, I'll start to be like, they're not really down for that. It could be organizations, it could be whatever. But if I'm putting my life right here, you better be down. You know what I mean? Like because I'm putting out everything down right here.
Robert Trevington. Boy, he wouldn't down.
Yeah, he wouldn't down.
He wouldn't down, man.
90210 9021 91.
Yeah. Sorry, Robert.
I'm on my way.
There's some dude out there for sure, man. Just fucking it.
Kevin, do you have any other questions, man, for these guys?
No, man, I'm having a great time, man. Just cutting it up, you know.
Okay.
Switching the cameras around on y'all, so y'all are all doing
That's
like
weird.
that, you know.
Getting a big old
But man, we got a little bit of time left. Do you have a way back Wednesday or anything funny to share with us? The spider story was very informative, but I don't know how funny it was. So don't sit on the porta potty with your dick. So let's hear a way back Wednesday or Google me a song, man. Shut.
I mean, you can Google a song.
Is there so when you
You-
when you do take a shit in the outhouse, do you have to hold your dick and balls in your hand?
What
when
do you
shit?
do?
Yeah,
You would
how
have
do you
it,
handle
right?
that?
Well,
You
I
stand up
don't
and-
take a shit in an outhouse.
Yeah, that could be
Because that's not something that I need to do.
Yeah.
That could be a good way not to get
Where
bit
is
by
there-
a spider.
where
Just
is it-
don't
yeah,
shit
like-
it.
Don't shit in the house.
Do I live in China?
Problem solved.
You know?
What are the save a spider? Don't shit in that one.
Babe! I'm gonna turn the alarm off for a minute. I gotta go outside to the outhouse. Take a dump. Why do I need an outhouse? I got a home.
Hey, but man, that was going down back in the days, man. We haven't had plumbing that long, man. You know, people's dicks were getting bit.
Yeah, they really were, dude.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to have spider dick. Shoots the freaking webbing out.
That's the real story behind the spider.
That's how he swings, dude. That's how he swings.
It wasn't from his hands. It was from his dick.
The problem is he has to, like, at the end of the swing, he has to karate chop the freaking webbing and then shoot a new one out. You know?
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Does he have to be aroused to shoot it, or is it just
A lot of work,
like,
man.
Good question.
Because like each time he's like,
I think Spider-Man walks around with a boner. You know?
Alright, so I
The
got.
third leg.
Well, it depends on which multiverse you're in. You know?
Ah.
Yeah, see, like, the ones we seen in the movies, those weren't the dude that has the penis web.
The
Yeah,
multiverse
it's
or the
the-
metaverse? What?
Multiverse.
Oh,
it's
multiverse.
a different universe. Where he does
Yeah,
that.
it's a different one. Man.
Okay, so I got a song for you to sing.
I mean, I hope so. I don't know. Oh yeah,
Hold on, let me get
yeah. Here we go.
This is a good one for you.
What, are you playing music to it?
No, I'm just
Oh,
getting
okay.
zoomed in on your face, man, so we can all just see your beautiful head.
The itsy bitsy spider came up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Is that what you wanted to hear today?
Man, thank you.
I was kind of expecting a rap version.
I was expecting like auto-tune on this song.
Well, I mean, I don't know rap, but what I can do
let's
is
see the
So
rap
you don't know
version.
Jackie
Let's
is.
hear
I can flow it. Let's hear you calling it. You gotta flow it, and we'll go out on the flow, man. Here we go. Drop it.
I gotta see the word. I gotta see the words.
Give him the words. He's gonna rap to it. That's
You got the beat.
I
You
gotta,
don't wanna share.
I gotta see the word.
Itsy bitsy spider.
That's just either chopped.
Yeah, dude, screw rap.
No, you got it. Keep doing it. I want to hear the chopped and screwed.
All right, let's hear you rap it, man. Let's hear you rap it.
Okay.
Hey, throw down the beat for it. I like
Yeah,
that.
there you go, Nico. Give me the beat.
A little quicker. A little quicker. Yo, that itsy bitsy spider crawled up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed that motherfucking spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and that itsy bitty spider went up the spout again.
I like that. Gives the gangster hand. Gives you the cred.
Yeah, that's
That's worse than the.
Way better.
That's worse than the dance video that Troy got in me.
Yeah. Then I'll make Kroger. I'm painting up penis. You know?
Penis on my mind.
Penis on my mind.
Penis on my mind.
My boy took a dump in the sink. What?
Penis on my mind.
Penis on my mind. I spray painted, encapsulated the shit. Came back a week later, it was still the shit.
Penis on my mind.
Penis on my mind.
Penis on my mind.
Mind's playing tricks.
Man, we got the hook. All right, man. We're gonna go out on that one. Peace, y'all.
We don't know, Jack. Subscribe, please. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
209 Designs, John Cobb, Adon, Villanueva. I can't get it, man.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Bye.